What do we got here?
I got a gold bar I want you to look at.
All right. Oh, wow. Hey, Pops. You want to come look at this?
Where in the world did you get this?
Grandma just passed away a few months ago. We were cleaning things out, and we found this thing.
Did Grandpa happen to be a jewelry store robber or anything? Or?
I came to the pawn shop today to see if I could sell my old gold bar. This bar kind of really surprised us. I never really heard about it, and nobody else had, so I thought we got to go get this looked at and see what it's worth. Maybe sell it, get some money, and split that up among the family members.
What do you think, Pops?
It's gold. It's a big chunk of gold. You got approximately $24,000 worth of gold here.
Wow.
When you've been a pawnbroker as long as I have, you know real gold when you see it. And judging by the weight of it, there's a lot of it.
Before 1971, it was against the law to own this. You weren't allowed to have more than, I think, 5 ounces of gold in your house, period. It was a federal offense.
It was called the Gold Confiscation Act. FDR, in the Depression, bought all the gold off everybody in the United States for $20 an ounce. And it was up until the 70s when Nixon took us off the gold standard that we were allowed to own gold again.
There was a lot of people in this country who hid it because they didn't want the government taking it away.
During the Depression, FDR made it illegal to own gold. You could own a little bit of jewelry, a little bit of coins, that was it. The reason he did this is he wanted to devaluate the value of the dollar, hoping that would spur the economy along.
The weird thing about it is the markings on it right here. What the XX means, I have no idea.
So what's the deal with this white stuff on there?
Sometimes they cast this in a mold. It's called investment. It's like plaster of Paris, but different. And you'll have crustaceans like this in it, but it'll flake right out with your fingernail. And this feels like it's actually like coral or something. I mean, it looks like shipwreck stuff, to tell you the truth.
You mean like buried treasure?
It could be, yeah. Was your grandfather a diver or anything like that?
I don't know if he was or not. He was down in the Caribbean for a while, and I don't know if he came across something there he didn't ever tell anybody about.
I buy gold from people every day, but I never have gold bars from a shipwreck walk into my shop. This thing might not be worth its weight in gold. It might be worth way more.
So what did you want to do with this? You want to sell it?
Yeah, I want to sell it.
I would like someone to take a look at it. This could be off a ship just because of this right here.
So I'll find out if it's treasure for you.
That'd be great. Okay. Thanks.
I'm president of Big Blue Wreck Salvage and a marine artifact expert. I'm passionate about the pursuit of history and information. Well, what are your concerns, Rick?
What the XX means, I have no idea. And it looks like there's some crustacean on the back of it that's not from casting.
Well, what you've got here are the fineness markings. These particular stamps I recognize from the 1500s. And even at that time, gold was evaluated on a 24 scale. It's marked as 20 karat.
I could see with my own 2 eyes that that's more gold than 20 karat.
Well, they had taxes in the 1540s and 1550s also. So if you can get it marked for less, you can avoid some of those taxes.
I think it's pretty funny that even back in the 1500s, people were trying to cheat on their taxes.
Modern testing would bring this in at probably 22 or better.
Okay. So you think it's off a ship?
Well, what you have is definitely coral incrustation. Coral will attach itself to something harder to grow.
Okay.
That would have taken, decades to have attached itself. This thing was underwater for a long time. And this is definitely shipwreck treasure.
Okay.
Sweet.
There are 2 sites that have yielded bars of this type. One is from the coast of Texas. The 1554 Spanish fleet was wrecked there. And there's a site in the northern Caribbean.
So how much do you think it's worth?
Melt times 2 is what you're talking about.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Remember earlier when I said $24,000 in scrap?
Yeah.
Scrap is melt. It's just like a trade term.
So you're telling me that's worth $48,000?
In that neighborhood.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna start melting down wedding bands and stamping X's on it.
If you can get the coral to grow on it.
I got a fish tank.
All right, thanks for coming in, Mel.
My pleasure.
There's probably not a lot of people out there willing to buy this thing, but here's the deal. The people that are willing to spend a lot of money. Trust me, a lot.
So now that we know, what do you want to do?
I still want to sell it.
Okay. And how much would you like for it?
Well, if it's worth 48, I want 48.
Yeah, if money talks, we're talking different languages at the moment.
44?
No, because if I put this in an auction, they're going to charge me 20%, okay?
All right.
I mean, I'll go like $32,000 on it.
Come on, you got to give me more than that. It's worth 48.
I'll give you $35,000, and I don't even want to pay you that. Cash money.
All right.
$35,000. Let's go do some paperwork.
Totally pumped to get $35,000. It was a lot more than I expected, so I'm pleased as punch to get that.
Morning, gentlemen.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. I'm John. I'm a local bail bondsman. I had a guy skip out on me on a $50,000 bail, and I was trying to see what I can get out of this to pay the bond.
So he skipped on you, huh?
Yes, sir. No laughing matter.
Yeah, life is a bitch sometimes.
I decided to come to the pawn shop today to sell my rare 1861 double eagle $20 gold piece. I took this coin for collateral against the guy skipping court, and he did skip court. Now I got to pay $50,000, so I'm hoping it'll make a dent in the $50,000 that I owe on this bond.
So do you know much about the coin?
Not much. I thought it was pretty good condition, but I was hoping you could tell me.
Was this graded at one time, or?
No, I've never had it graded.
You mind if I pull this out of the plastic? Because it's not graded. Doesn't really matter pulling this one out.
Don't drop it.
Huh. Put that on my little safety pad.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you.
How's he looking, son?
I mean, it's in pretty damn good shape. The U.S. Mint started making these coins in 1849, and they continued to make them for over 80 years. But there were design changes along the way, and this appears to be the original Liberty head. And it was a big deal to have one of these back then, because $20 was a ton of money. What I can tell you about this coin is it appears to be real. This is uncirculated, mint state. This is a very expensive coin. The reason this one is worth so much money is because this was a really low mintage year. There's 11 different grades of mint state, from MS60 to MS70. The difference between a 61 and a 63 is the difference between 10,000 and 40,000. There's also a variant of this coin that's worth right around $250,000 in this shape.
Really?
Rick, we might have the holy grail of coins here.
I like that. I like that a lot.
There's a possibility. I'd like someone to look at it who just knows a little bit more than me.
Sure.
So do you mind hanging out for a little bit and I can get somebody down here?
Sure.
Okay.
Great. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Be right back.
Being a bondsman is all about making cash money, man. I'm hoping this expert comes in, tells me this coin's worth a lot of money.
I'm the owner of American Coin Express. I'm an avid collector and lover of coins. I've been doing it all my adult life. Every coin is unique. It's like a fingerprint. Okay, a $20 lib. When we had the 1849 gold rush, America had a substantial gold supply. They started issuing the $20 gold piece. Up till then, they only had the $10 gold piece, so that's why they call it a double eagle versus a eagle, which was a $10 gold piece. They made one pattern in 1849, the year of the gold rush, and that's sitting in the Smithsonian today, and basically priceless. And then in 1850, they started issuing a $20 gold piece, the Liberty. It was the highest denomination gold people had out there, $20. What are your questions or concerns about this coin that you would like me to evaluate?
I need to know the grade on it. And I know there's a variant of this year that's super rare and worth $250,000 in this shape. So take a look.
Okay. The variant is distinguishable by the back. It was a design which was not accepted, but some of them were issued as patterns. There's less of them, and that's what makes the coin rare.
Okay, so is this it?
We'll look on the reverse, and that's how you can tell with the tall letters and the shield variation and the larger wingspan. Unfortunately, you do not have here. I am sorry.
Okay. What grade do you think it is?
Let me take a good look at it and tell you.
It was a long shot that this was the $250,000 coin, but it's still rare and it's still valuable. But before I can make an offer, I still have to have its condition and grade determined. We could be talking thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars.
Looks very high grade off the cuff. Very, very minor scratches on the whole coin. Good body, very slight wear. This definitely is a MS63 or better coin, which would minimally be worth $40,000.
Okay, thanks a lot, Andrew. I really appreciate it.
I'm very happy. This coin's worth a lot of money.
So what do you want to do with it? Pawn it or sell it?
Sell it.
How much you want for it?
You heard the man, 40 grand.
40 grand is not going to happen. I'm thinking more like 30 grand. And that's cash.
Well, he said it was worth 40, and I definitely need the money. How about 35? So you know you're gonna make $5,000 off it.
I'm not necessarily going to make it $5,000. I plan on making $5,000. Plans don't always come out as planned. So how about 33?
34, you got a deal.
What do you think?
I'll go for it. What the hell?
All right, 34,000.
Fantastic.
All right,
Very
let's
good.
go write this thing up.
Very good. Just made $34,000. I'm very happy. I have to pay a $50,000 bond with it, but it's pretty good. It's better than I expected.
Hey, how's it going?
Okay, how's it going for you?
Pretty good. So that's a fancy looking box you got there.
Open it up.
Oh, a Colt pocket pistol.
1849, 31 caliber.
How's the old saying go? God made all men. Sam Colt made all men equal.
I'm here at the pawn shop today to sell my 1849 Colt gold-plated percussion pistol. This pistol was part of my father's collection, and now it's time to move it on. And I'm looking to get $15,000 today.
This is an amazing pistol. It was absolutely revolutionary. It was patented 1849. It was powerful. It had a rifled barrel. It had interchangeable parts, which was a really big thing. Before this was invented, there just wasn't anything out there that was truly reliable. This gun right here practically shoots as straight as well, and it's just as powerful as most guns made today. It's that well made. Do you know much about it or anything like that?
My father was the expert. I'm not.
It's really cool. It's really interesting. It's got amazing history to it. One of the cool things about Colt was the factory would do custom work for you. You get factory engraving, factory plating. You could get ivory grips. So how much did you want for it?
Well, I was hoping for $15,000.
If this was all done by Colt, $15,000 would be way too cheap. Here's some problems with it, though.
Okay, I'm ready.
This was not factory engraving by Colt. The quality of this engraving sucks. Colt engraving would have been much cleaner lines, much deeper engraving. Colt didn't gold plate them like this. And I can 99% guarantee you, not factory grips. And the reason why I say that is they don't line up properly. You'll notice how they line up right here, but there's a gap right there.
I did see that.
Someone had some ivory and they made it for this gun, but it definitely wasn't at the Colt factory.
Are you interested?
I'm interested. I don't know if you're gonna like my price.
I don't know until I hear it.
I'd give you $1,000 for it.
1,000.
Instead of having a factory Colt with ivory grips, you have a Colt that someone decided to pretty it up and they just did a really bad job. So
We're gonna be way too far apart.
thanks for bringing it in.
Well, thank you very much.
No problem, man. Maybe next time. Have a good one.
Okay, you too.
Like Corey and Chum, some things you just can't pretty up no matter what you do.
This is something I found in my dad's underwear drawer.
All right, do I want to see it?
Yes, you do. This is a pocket watch,
Okay.
and it has Henry Ford II signature on it.
That's really, really cool.
The watch is 10 karat gold, it's 21 jewel, and it is signed by Henry Ford II. The watch really has no sentimental value, and I would really like the cash.
Henry Ford II? He wasn't Henry Ford's son. He was Henry Ford's grandson.
Yes.
It turned out a little weird like that. Presented by Ford Motor Company to F. Weber on the 35th anniversary. So was your dad F. Weber?
No,
Okay. Who was F. Weber?
I have no idea.
Okay. Back in the day, when people spent like so many years with a company, they'd generally give them a gold watch. And Ford Motor Company gave out these. American pocket watch industry was pretty cool. But the Swiss came up with these little things called wristwatches. When they first came out with them, they were not popular at all. So what the Swiss watch company started doing is they started paying really big actors, Hollywood stars, things like that, to start wearing wristwatches. So by the 1930s, pocket watches went out of style.
Okay.
Okay. How much do you want for it?
I'd like $1,200.
Not gonna happen. It doesn't have Henry Ford's signature on it. Henry Ford's signature is engraved on it. And I doubt if the CEO of Ford was going around engraving watches. You might think this is terrible. If I buy this watch off you, I'm not going to put it in my showcase.
Okay.
I'm going to rip the gold out of it and sell it for scrap.
Really?
People who collect pocket watches want the older ones.
Okay.
This is way too new.
Would you do 400?
Nope. You know, you have right around $230 worth of gold. I'm going to make a whopping $30 off you. It is what it is. 200 bucks, that's what I can do.
Well, I guess you're gonna make 30 bucks off me then.
Okay, all right, 200 bucks. Bring it right over there and I'll write you up. The only way I'm gonna buy something that I can't sell in my shop is if it's made of gold and I can sell it to the scrap dealer.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how you doing?
What do we got? Looks like something fancy.
It's very fancy.
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, it definitely looks French. That's about my extent of knowledge on this thing. Let me grab my dad real quick.
Sure.
Pops, you want to come take a look at this for me?
What do you got?
Something's catching my eye on it. I just don't exactly know what it is.
Okay. Let's take a look. Oh, this is really fancy. Boutet or boutet?
Boutet?
I'm not really good at pronouncing French. I'm not really good at pronouncing English.
I'm here at the pawn shop to try and sell my Boudet shotgun. I got this shotgun from my father. He was a collector of antique firearms. I'm getting rid of it now because my wife is getting tired of seeing it just mounted on the wall. It's rare, it's beautiful, and it's very, very well kept.
That's really, really nice. Boutet, he started doing this right around 1800-ish. He was like the Rembrandt of guns. I mean, before Boutet, there was the art, and then there was the function, and then this guy was like the first one to really combine the both of them. You had to be really, really wealthy to have a gun like this.
He was Napoleon's gunsmith.
Yeah, I think he was like an armorer for Napoleon. There was lots of these guns out there that were super inlaid, and they were made for royalty. But they really weren't that great of a gun because the royals were probably never going to fire it anyway. This is really fancy. That is gold inlay, where they would literally keep on pounding the gold into the steel till it's stuck. This is burled walnut, hand checkered. All these pieces down here are really high quality steel, and high quality steel like this was really expensive to make. I mean, just everything about this is just like crazy quality. And there's probably some other stuff about it I don't know.
Should I give Alex a call?
Well, how much do you want for it? Because if he wants 50 bucks, I'll just give him that now and we'll...
Oh, it's not going for $50. I'm looking at 10 grand.
Okay. Yeah, give Alex a call. I mean, it's most likely worth at least that. It could be more. I just got a lot of questions on it, and we'll go from there.
All right, I'll call Alex.
They're bringing in an expert. And I think it's a really good idea because I'm guessing at what the value of this firearm is. And I'm hoping he will up the ante, period.
What do you think?
Holy moly. Can I pick it up?
Please.
This is stunning. So Boutet was the gunsmith in France in the 18th century and into the beginning of the 19th century. He was so good that he was the royal gunsmith to Louis XVI, who was the final king before the Revolution. And not only was he his gunsmith, but Napoleon made him his gunsmith. So the guy had a long career as basically the finest gunsmith, certainly in France, but many people would argue in the world.
Okay.
Let me just see the... So it's about probably a 50 or 60 caliber, which doesn't really mean anything in shotgun terms, but for people like today, you would say this is about a 20 or 22 gauge. It's muzzle loading, it's flintlock. I'd like to just see the... Oh, yeah. So what I'm doing there is just making sure that the springs are still good, and they certainly are. Yep, and so it's a double trigger. So one trigger fires one cock, the other fires the other. So you see Boutets in some of the finest museums in the world. There's a series of Boutets at the Met in New York. They are all over Europe.
So basically what we may have here is a one-off piece by one of the best French gun makers of all time.
The best French gun maker of all time, arguably the best gun maker in history.
Okay. Any idea what it's worth?
So simple bouteilles will start easily about $10,000.
Okay.
One like this, on a scale of 1 to 10 as far as decorative, this is about a 6. So they get very, very decorative. The one thing I'd like to do is I'd like to test it. If it fires how I believe it would, I'd be more comfortable evaluating it.
Do you mind meeting us out at the range with it so we can test it out?
Sure.
And we'll meet you out there, okay?
See you at the range, man. Let me grab a piece of paper. I'll write down the address for you.
Awesome.
I think my wife would get really mad if I came home and said, I saw a really nice bouquet at work today.
Hello, boys.
Hey. So the bouquet looks all polished up and ready to go?
The bouteille is shiny, yeah. One of the things I have found in this direct sunlight is actually the barrels are also marked. So this barrel is marked bouteille, and then the other side, it's marked manufactured in Versailles, and it has a serial number 322. So that actually might be traceable, which is really nice to see on the barrels. So
all right.
That's an added bonus. I brought some shot. I've got some Triple F black powder. We're gonna load about 50 grains, which is a pretty light load for this, but just to be safe with it. And I set up some fruit targets.
Let's do this.
This shotgun is like a piece of art. Typically, I wouldn't fire this gun, but collectors search for firearms like this. And if it's successful, I do think it'll help the value.
All right, so I think I should shoot it?
I'll shoot it.
I have waited half of my life to shoot a bouteille. Let me try it.
Alex is gonna shoot it.
Okay. All right, here we go.
There we go.
That was good.
So it fires, it works, it's, everything's perfect on it?
It functioned exactly as it should function. And I'm not surprised, because Bouteille is the finest gunmaker of all time.
What do you think it's worth?
I think if this went to auction in this condition, I wouldn't be surprised to see it sell it for $30,000.
Damn. That much?
It's really nice.
Do you see the smile on my face?
All right, well, thanks, man. I'll talk to you later.
Very welcome. And it was a pleasure, Dennis. Thank you for letting me fire it.
My pleasure.
All right. See
Nice
you guys.
meeting you.
Good luck.
Take care, bud.
All right, so you were asking 10. I'm assuming you want a little bit more now?
No, I want a lot more.
All right.
20. I think that's a pretty fair offer.
I'll give you 15 grand for it.
18.
Okay. I'll tell you what, I'll give you 16 grand for it. And normally I'd pay you a little bit more, but something like this, I'm not gonna see money back for a year or two.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on the level with you. It's a lot more than I thought I would get. We'll do 16.
All right, sweet.
All right.
All right, bring it back to the shop. We'll do some paperwork, and I'll get you paid. So, I now own a fine bouteille. Not that I haven't always had one.
It took you 50-something years to get one.
So what do you got here?
This is a 1715 Fleet Spanish sunken treasure gold money chain, 4.2 ounces.
That's a lot. Okay. Just about every single ship that sunk contained gold. I mean, that's where the Spanish was getting all of its money to support all of its wars that it kept on losing.
Yep. Absolutely. I came here to try to sell my 1715 Fleet sunken treasure gold money chain. I was fortunate enough to go to an auction that had it, and I was lucky enough to win it. There is no other piece like this in the world. I'm expecting $29,000 for it. I would go down to 25.
This is really cool. When was this recovered?
This particular piece was found in 1964.
Okay. The New World constantly supplied the Spanish with a lot of gold. The thing is with jewelry is when you had a bill of lading, when you went back into port, it was much easier to get off the boat if you had 15 gold chains hanging around your neck underneath your shirt,
Right.
as it is 2 big bars in your pocket, okay?
Absolutely.
And that's why a lot of this stuff was forged into jewelry. And then when you get off, you know, you go to the local goldsmith and sell it. So this is certificate of authenticity they gave you?
That's correct. What are you looking for?
I'm making sure this isn't a printed signature.
How's it look?
How much do you want for it?
$29,000.
Ooh, that's a lot.
I like it, but this is my big problem.
This has got to be the worst looking COA I've ever seen in my life. It is really plain. There's no picture of this.
This is the way they did it. It was basically like an old pirate certificate.
That's the part that really scares the hell out of me.
Actually, that's the part that adds value. It's the historic lore of having the old original certificates as opposed to something that was recertified recently.
Well, they probably want this and the new stuff.
That would be true.
Okay, I mean,
Absolutely.
I actually collect some really old jewelry. I got stuff that's 2,000 years old.
Sure.
Okay. It's probably all legit, but when I go to resell it, I have the problem of telling someone it's probably all legit. I can't do it. If you come back with more paperwork, something that certifies it a little bit more, you get a recertified or something, we will talk. Hope I see you soon.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. I'm definitely going to come back. We're going to make this happen. We're just going to get a new certificate for it. We'll give him the old one and the new one, and he'll be happy. He has both what he asked for.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
All right.
I have a KISS Gold Record Award, and it's autographed by all 4 original band members.
That's cool. I mean, they actually had some pretty good music in the 70s. Until that disco album came out.
I got the record handed down to me from an uncle. It's probably worth upwards of $3,000. I'd be willing to settle for no less than $1,500. I'm a big, huge KISS collector. It's KISS all the way, KISS Army.
All right, cool. So where'd you get it?
My uncle had worked for KISS in the printing department, and it was presented to him by the president of Casablanca Records. This particular album, it happens to be their debut album.
Yeah, back in the 70s, these guys were huge.
I mean, they were so great at marketing. They really were. The whole makeup thing, join the KISS Army. There's over 1,000 products that they put KISS on. Lunch boxes.
Condoms.
They really put them on condoms?
Yeah, they had KISS condoms.
That's a little creepy.
When KISS hit the scene in the early 70s, they were a pretty straightforward rock band. But then they got into all kinds of crazy theatrics, with costumes and makeup and just acting crazy on stage. Love them or hate them, they did something right. They've sold over 100 million albums.
It's considered the record has gone gold when you sell 500,000 copies. When you sell 1 million copies, it goes platinum. RIAA is the company that takes the albums, they paint them gold. They're not actually gold. A lot of people actually believe that they're made out of gold.
No, they're not.
If they were made out of gold, most guys would be tearing them off the wall and melting them down.
So who all signed it, man?
On top here in gold, that's Ace Frehley, and then we have Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, and Peter Criss.
And that's the original band members.
And we got a 93 there, so that gives us an idea when this was signed. It's cool that this was signed by all 4 original members of KISS. But if these signatures are fake, it'll be worth just about as much as the fake gold it's made of.
Okay, so big question. How much you want?
I'm thinking $3,500.
Ooh. Whenever I buy something like this, I got to get the signatures checked out. I actually have a friend that works for PSA. I mean, the most reputable autograph company in the country. If anyone can authenticate it, he can.
Okay, that sounds fair enough.
Okay. I'm going to go give him a call.
Awesome, thank you. I'm very positive that these signatures are authentic. I mean, I could understand from a business point of view that they would need to bring somebody in just to double check. I'd probably do it if I was him as well.
I was part of the KISS Army when I was a kid. I used to dress up like Gene Simmons.
In the neighborhood I grew up in, if you dressed like that, you would have gotten beat up really quick.
KISS has always been a popular band. Collectors always want their autographs, especially Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley. The marketability behind their signatures is pretty incredible.
All right, so what do you think?
I've got to take a look at it. I've brought some tools with me today. I'll be able to take a closer look at the autographs, see if it's an actual live signature instead of, by some chance, the signatures were printed onto the piece.
Okay.
This is pretty simple. This works wirelessly. It's a magnifying glass times 50, and I place it right over the signature. I start to see the overlapping of the signature here. This is a gold paint pen. This is from the period, so 1993, Paul Stanley dated it. And here you get a better idea as you could see the ink. You could see how thick it's put on, but that gives me a good indicator whether the signatures are live or not. These are live signatures.
Okay. So they're live signatures, but are they Kiss Alive signatures?
Well, the next thing I would want to do is I go into my database and I pull up known examples of Kiss autographs. And what I start to look for is the older these guys got, the more quicker these guys sign. They got to pump them out. You could tell here as I start to look and I start to compare, Gene Simmons just gets sloppy. And that's what I'm seeing here.
Okay. So, they're the bands?
Based on what I see here, I believe the band signed this piece.
Okay, sweet. So what do you think it's worth?
Realistically, in today's market, roughly about $1,200 to $1,500.
Okay.
Well, what about the fact that a Kiss gold record isn't exactly something that you come by every day? You know, I think you're a little low on it, actually.
I hear what you're saying, but I think that you have a limited appeal when you deal with something like this, and that's why I kind of feel the value's where it's at.
Okay, I mean, I guess we're at a difference of opinions on
Sure.
it.
All right. Thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah, good to see you again.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, of course. Anytime, guys.
I think one of the biggest problems that you have, man, is they're all still alive.
I understand that, but, you know, given the rarity of the piece, I really feel the value is there.
Okay, so I'll give you $700.
No, I can't do 7.
I mean, what's your best price?
I'd be willing to take $1,500 for it.
I'll give you $1,000.
Could you bump it to $1,300?
No. You know, I buy it, I gotta hang it on the wall, I gotta pay commission, so $1,050 is my best offer.
I don't think we're gonna be able to come to terms on it.
Okay, thanks for coming in.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks, man. Thanks, guys. I might sell it on my own, but for now, it's just gonna hang on the wall, and I'm gonna get as much enjoyment out of it as possible.